What's up, guys? I'm Chelsea Rose. My friend Gretchen here was asking me if I could show her how to change her guitar strings. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that.
Let's go. Woo.
You're going to need wire cutters, a string winder, and your strings. I like to use Ernie Ball 10s. Today Gretchen is going to be using
Diodario 10s.
So I start by loosening the guitar strings with my string winder. Next we're going to cut the strings with the wire cutters. You want to make sure that they're loose so they don't smack you in the face. Next we're going to take the strings out. Be careful not to poke yourself. These ends are pretty sharp. Now we're going to take these little guys out by flipping the guitar around, and you can just push them through and then pull them out like that.
Before you throw out your strings, actually keep them because some brands recycle strings, and so Diodario has a program where you can mail in your strings, and they take bass strings, they take all kinds of instrument strings, and you can get points for strings, so
Woo!
look up your brand.
Next we're going to clean it up. You can find a kit like this at most music stores. First we're going to use a little spray it directly on the neck. This is going to lift out all the gunk and the sweat and all that. It's kind of a fun way to respect your guitar, you know?
Look at that gunk in the trunk.
I'm going to use my rag to get all the dust off of the body. So this one is an oil that we're going to shake up, pour a little bit onto the towel, and work it into the fretboard. Now we're going to use a polish and a little polishing cloth to get the body nice and shiny. Gotta look good on stage.
Looks good, looks shiny.
Look at
brand
that.
new.
I can see myself in it. Now for the fun part. Put these babies on. So now we're going to start putting the strings in through the back of the guitar. We want to make sure that this low E goes in the correct one, which is this first one here. So it's my top one, and you're just going to slide it through this little hole here. And it might be a little different for different guitars. This is how the telly works. And then we're going to take our A string, slide it through the second one here, and so on. Now that we have all the strings in there and they're all pulled through, we're gonna flip the guitar around and wind them up. Okay, so one trick that my dad taught me actually is we're gonna pull the string all the way and then we're gonna pull it back 1 fret. That's about the leeway that you want to leave so you can wind them. We're going to put the string through the tuner. Notice the direction that I'm winding them in. I'm holding this one in place so there's some slack there. And then I'm going to put my winder on and start winding it. While I'm holding it with this hand, I'm holding it down. Now we're going to have Gretchen try it.
Go right here.
So Gretchen is turning the winder counterclockwise. This one wasn't catching, so we're gonna loop it underneath. And yeah, try that now.
And so when you're winding the string, you want to make sure that the string wraps around at least 3 times, because when you cut the wire, you want to make sure that it's pretty sturdy.
Okay, so now we have all our strings on there. Another tip, one thing I like to do, I don't have a pencil with me, but I'll take a mechanical pencil or a lead pencil. I'll pop the string out and I'll put the lead in this little groove here, and it acts as sort of a lubricant, which will help your guitar or help your strings out. Another tip is to stretch your strings out because it's going to take a while for them to get in there. So I like to just take each string and pull it up and stretch it out. That way when you do tune it, it'll stay in tune a little bit better. We're going to use our wire cutters to clip these. Once you have it clipped, you want to make sure that these little guys are bent underneath so they don't poke you, because these are very sharp. Guys, we got battle wounds in the process. Be careful. I don't even know when this happened, but strings are sharp.
If you have a string tree, just make sure your strings go underneath. I felt like I needed to change my strings because when I was playing them, not only could I just like feel the gunk on the strings, but they just sounded really dull and flat, and they kind of were like out of tune. So shiny!
Another tip to keep your strings nice and clean, I like to use this string cleaner and lubricant in between shows or before a show. It comes with a little cloth, and you just rub this on your strings like this, and then you use the little cloth to clean them off, and that'll keep your strings nice and clean for a while. And it's just easier to slide around on the neck too when you're playing.
And I just think in general, maybe like after you eat, remembering to wash your hands. It's like such common sense, but sometimes I don't do it a lot, I'm sure.
And that's how it's done.
Thanks, Chelsea.